After $300 billion in oil revenues since 1970, average incomes in Nigeria are roughly the same. So despite Nigeria's great wealth, too many Nigerians are still living in poverty. The period from 2003 to 2007 was very exciting. We saw Nigeria make great strides in getting its own house in order and asserting itself as a regional power, which is so important for all of West Africa, indeed for Africa as a whole. But more recently, Nigeria appears to have become introverted again, and much of the progress was stalling. So Nigeria today has a window to get back on the path to the greatness this fantastic country deserves.
What Nigeria needs at this time is strong support from its friends and partners to build democratic institutions that can ensure that electoral processes are transparent, free, and fair, and strong judiciary that will be the bulwark of the rule of law. On the economic plane, Nigeria is keen to continue to partner with the U.S. through private sector-led initiatives and ventures that could add value and deepen our bilateral relations. While Nigeria is happy to continue to be a major supplier of crude petroleum to the United States of America, I would like to see a greater diversification in trade relations to include non-oil imports from Nigeria to the U.S. I'm also anxious to see progress in the area of technology transfer as a veritable tool for addressing Nigeria's development challenges. At the core of this, for example, is development of a sound industrial base to improve power generation and supply, an area which the U.S. is well placed to assist us. While Nigeria is keen to work with the United States within the framework of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, the NPT, the Nigerian government expects clear assurance of support from the United States in its efforts to acquire nuclear technology for peaceful purposes. For us to move from conflict and social anomie to sustainable development in the Niger Delta, international support will be needed, particularly in the area of control of illicit transfer of small arms and light weapons across West Africa. For us in Africa, these are the real weapons of mass destruction. Elections conducted in Nigeria this time around should be accepted by the international community. And I said that though people discredit our elections, but I can say that 50% of that is perception. 50% may be real. And if where the perception is wrong, people will think that, oh, everything done was quite wrong. And I told you that the only thing that is missing, just a little missing link. Our electoral laws make provision that at the polling units, the elections should be declared there by the polling agents or clerks. But what has happened in the past is that at the end of voting, the results are not declared at the polling units. They take the raw materials either to the ward headquarters or the local headquarters to collate. And during that process, the allegation is that figures are changed. So even those who will genuinely lose the elections, in Nigeria sometimes it's funny, those who cannot even get 10 votes in a state are the first that will go to court and challenge the results, because a critical point was kept by the electoral body. So you give room for speculations, you give room for different perceptions. And that is the area we're emphasizing on. We are strengthening the electoral body by coming up with modification of the electoral laws, even amending the constitution and creating new laws to strengthen them. But I used to tell people that even with the present laws we have, we can conduct elections that will be credible. And that missing link is just declaring results at the unit level.
And we're very interested in working with the Nigerians to deal with the management of their oil, perhaps in new ways over the next few years, an issue of critical importance for much of Africa.
When I appointed the ministers, there's no substantive minister of power for now, because we are going to run the power in a semi-emergency from where I will chair a committee working with 7 experts. It's like a ministry that have 7 ministers, everybody managing the little area you know best. Then myself coordinating. We are going to do that for 3 months and see how it will work. If we progress satisfactorily, we may continue with that arrangement for the rest of the 12 months. But if it does not go the way I expect, then of course we'll get a good material to continue as the Minister of Power. But whether we get a substantive Minister of Power or whether we run with this committee arrangement that we want to start for the first 3 months, I can assure you that we'll invest more in power.
We recently published a book by 2 of our best senior fellows, Vijaya Ramachandran and Alan Gelb. I think Alan is here today. They did very detailed surveys of manufacturing sectors across Africa, including Nigeria. And the takeaway from that book is that the cost and reliability of electricity is the #1 obstacle holding back the private sectors.
My meeting with you today is, however, of great significance, given the role the Center for Global Development plays in policy issues relating to Africa in general and to Nigeria in particular. In this connection, I must applaud the supportive role by the Center in facilitating Nigeria's debt buyback in 2005, an effort which contributed in no small measure to rescheduling Nigeria from debilitating external debt overhang. I would also like to express appreciation to the Center for its substantial support to ongoing electoral reforms in our country.